Three Columbus police officers now facing criminal charges for their roles in the Black Lives Matter protests here last summer. This after a year-long interview by independent investigators looking into possible misconduct by officers.
Officers Tracy Shaw and Philip Walls, seen here, each face multiple charges of assault and interfering with civil rights. Sergeant Holly Canode has been charged with falsification. All three also face dereliction of duty charges. They are now on administrative leave, meaning they won't be able to do their regular duties until the case is over.
But the city's safety director says the investigation is not over. NBC4 Investigates Jamie Ostroff has been following the criminal probe stemming from those protests. A year later, and these are the first charges to come out of this special investigation. So, Jamie, can we expect more?
Well, Colleen, that is exactly what I asked Special Prosecutor Kathleen Garber when I spoke with her this afternoon. She said the timeline depends on one key factor. Will the witness officers tell their side of the story? For months, members of the public have been submitting videos like these to the city to help with the special investigation. Problem is, Garber and investigator Richard Wozniak are struggling to identify the officers in those videos. That's because they say they have been unable to interview any of the officers who may have witnessed potentially criminal conduct by their colleagues. Fraternal Order of Police leadership told me earlier this year that the witness officers aren't talking because they're afraid of incriminating themselves in the process. One officer who did come forward for an interview, Tracy Shaw. She's now facing charges.
Do you worry that this will complicate your efforts to talk to these officers in the future?
Quite possibly. I will say that he also did interviews of other officers that led to exonerating officers in some of the cases that he was investigating. So in this one particular case, yes, it did lead to charges. I believe that, in my opinion, the evidence is so clear cut. That's why she was willing to be interviewed, because she knew, she was in trouble.
For the record, Shaw's attorney, Mark Collins, disagrees with that. He is convinced that his client was following protocol and commands when she pepper sprayed a group of people. Garber points out Shaw was interviewed as the focus of an investigation, not as a witness. Both sides of this now waiting for a decision from an arbitrator on whether or not those witnesses can be legally compelled to talk to the investigators.